My name is Christian Larsen and I'll be showing you some different types of lures, and I'll also tell you how to fish them and what they can be used to catch. First, the crankbaits. These baits are recognized by the lip they have in the front, which makes them dive down to certain depth, but also affects the action of the lure. As all other lures, they come in various different shapes and sizes, as this, which is much smaller than the first one, this one, and also this, but of course a lot of different other types too. These bigger lures are most suitable to get for catching pike, maybe also sander, while these smaller lures are perfect for perch fishing, for example. I can also mention the fact that the lip's angle and the size of it determines how deep it dives. This one dives quite down to quite deep because it's quite horizontal and quite big, while this one runs much more shallow since it's at a much more vertical angle and it's a bit smaller. What else? The crankbaits. We have the spoon lures. These lures are typically made of metal, and there's not a lot to say about them really. They're really easy to fish. Just cast out and reel it in. Yeah. Then we have the topwater lures. They are floating lures, so they're meant to be fished on the surface, and there are really a lot of different types of these lures. They are some of the most diverse, I think. This one is fished with twitches, you twitch the rod or jerk the rod, so it zigzags on the surface, while lures as this is a buzzbait. It's made for reeling really fast across the surface. So these propellers, they they make noise and they splash around in the surface. So this is also really cooler. Then we have the poppers with this hollow mouth. These are also used with twitches and jerks with the rod, which makes it splash across the surface. Then we have these. Can be fished as a popper with twitches, or they can be fished with just reeling them in, so the propeller back here makes noise. And finally we have these really odd lures. They're made of a soft hollow body with a pair of hooks back here. So when the fish strikes, it pushes this in, so the hooks emerge and they can be hooked. The reason the hooks are hidden in this soft body are so that it won't get caught in reeds or other plants. Besides the topwater lures, we have the spinnerbaits. These are inline spinnerbaits. It consists of a metal wire here with a weighted body and a spinner blade, which rotates in the water when you reel it in and creates vibrations and it flashes. And this particular model has a little rubber fish at the end, but the most common ones are without that little rubber fish. They can look like this. These are really good all-round lures. They can be used to catch almost anything from trouts to pike. Then we have I can go in more advanced lures, the tail baits, for example. This is a quite a special lure actually. It's made of hard body with a soft tail that flaps around in the water. Well, I think this mostly serves just a weight. These are really good lures in the fact that they can be used at any time of the year. They can be used in the spring, in summer, in autumn, because they can be fished both slowly and fast. They can be fished fast. Then we have the jerk baits. These baits are they quite a lot of them don't have their own action in the water. They don't move in the way a crankbait would. This version does move on its own, but it's more efficiently fished with jerks with a rod, hence the name jerkbait, which makes them zigzag. They turn like that. They can do almost anything depending on what you do with the rod. These can look in many different ways. They can look like this, or they can be sort of hybrid baits between a tailbait and a jerkbait. It's fished like a jerkbait, but it has this soft tail to create extra attraction. Then we have the jigs, the soft baits. Look like this. They're made of rubber. This here is a shad jig. It's recognized by the round paddle tail in the back. These are fished with a weighted head with a hook attached to it, which you push in here, so the hook emerges on the back. And then they can be fished in a lot of different ways. They can be fished down at the bottom, bouncing it on the bottom. They can be fished just reeling it in. Technically anything. Then we have the swim baits. These are really fun lures, I think. They are typically multi-jointed to give them a really special swimming action. They move in a really lifelike fashion. This is quite a big one. They come in all sizes between this and this. They're also available actually in soft body versions, like a jig, this example. Here's the jig head I was talking about. It looks like this when it's out of the jig, and then you just attach it like this. You push the hook in there, and then it comes out the back. It looks like this. I think that's it. I hope you learned something and found this video interesting. Goodbye.